Welcome back to Lestertainment, the channel with the most deceptive name in all of YouTube. Are you guys ready to see some of the best face-down knockouts? Now, what does that mean? Well, it's just where a fighter gets hit so hard that he falls straight down on his face. These are definitely the most terrifying knockouts that you can see in boxing and MMA, since the fighters don't even have the chance to put their hands down. They just fall right on their face, and you will immediately see the worry on everybody's face, and the medical team will immediately jump into the ring to render treatment. Let's take a look. At one point in his career, Paul Williams was the most feared and avoided boxer, and for good reason. He was extremely tall for all three divisions that he fought in, and was a tough fight for anybody. That illusion came down in 2010 when he fought against Sergio Martinez.
Good left hand, and down goes Williams.
I think it was a right hook.
Sergio Martinez was also a very talented boxer, and they had a very close fight the first time they faced each other. But in the rematch, that's where we saw that incredible knockout. It's a fascinating knockout. One, because of the way that Williams collapses right on his face, but also the way Martinez threw that punch. He was looking at Williams' body and then ducked down, so Williams never expected the amazing overhand left hook. He didn't even have a chance to put his hands up. He never saw it, and those punches are the ones that cause the craziest knockouts. Yair Rodriguez and the Korean Zombie probably had the most exciting fight in all of 2018, and the Korean Zombie was ahead on the judges' scorecards. So he just could have been patient and safely avoided Rodriguez and won the fight. But instead, they both looked at each other and agreed to just go at it in the last 10 seconds.
Another big shot. Oh, nice body kick. One more flurry.
Rodriguez delivered one of the shots that you just can't see coming because they are not normal strikes, and that's what Rodriguez is kind of known for. So you can expect this to happen in almost any of his fights. This one in particular was more rare than any of the others, with a blind upward behind the back elbow. It was a really strange move that dropped the Zombie right on his face as it took out his brain. Alright, so this one is a little bit more extraordinary than just a regular punch where the fighter just falls forward onto his face, and it happened when F.A. Jabba completely shut down Brian Howard.
Are you kidding me?
Poor Howard did a 180-degree turn before he hit the floor with his face. Howard had the counter left hook ready to go and thought he had the chance to get it. But Jabba did not give him the chance to land since, well, he knocked him out before he could put any power into it. And also because he threw the overhand right and ducked his head at the same time. The recent fight between Oscar Valdez and Miguel Berchelt was also an amazing fight. You had the pressure fighter and Berchelt going forward trying to get the knockout, and then Valdez, the counterpuncher, hurting Berchelt a ton of times before the fateful final punch. It's hard to get that much power into a move while moving backwards, and that's what Valdez was doing. But right before that punch, he stopped and set his feet and just landed a giant left hook. Berchelt just messed up here badly. He was overreaching trying to land something big and had his head high up in the air, so it was just a matter of time where he would be connected by a big hit, powerful enough to end it right there. Well, we have seen a lot of boxing ones so far, so now let's look at an MMA one that is way more dramatic since it comes from a kick. Just look at the height from where that poor guy lands. He was just going for a body kick, but since the other guy stepped into that giant punch, it sort of had a clothesline effect and lifted both of his feet into the air. This guy did kind of recover kind of fast until he realized what happened and then started to feel the massive headache that he just received. So in order for most punches to cause this type of effect, they are almost never seen, thus catching the victim by surprise. This one though is a knee that lands from a kick.
To the center they go.
The one delivering the perfectly timed kick-knee combination is Marlon Moraes, and he is freezing poor Aljamain Sterling. Pretty sure Sterling was shooting for a takedown, but Moraes was just waiting for it. And although he threw a kick, I think it was a kick, he got him with a knee right on the button. Moraes just stepped back and waved off the fight since he himself knew what he had just done. If someone lands on their face, the fight is pretty much over. Here we have Tekashi Scott absolutely leveling the much taller Jaden Booth with a beautiful combination.
Line with a taller guy like Jaden Booth, that works out.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Just amazing. Throws the jab downstairs, making Booth completely drop his hands, and just comes over the top with a beautiful overhand right, landing right on his chin, and just drops him without his hands even touching the canvas. This guy just walks away, and the ref basically stops the fight immediately. As some of you may know, Nick Diaz is making his return to the UFC after 6 years and is facing an old opponent in Robbie Lawler, who he knocked out back in 2004, right onto his face.
That could be because he's got experience.
This is the only punch on this list that looks like it's a nothing hit, since it's a short, fast right hook, kind of trying to get Lawler off his back. But like I have said before, the punch you don't see is the one that does the most damage. Lawler did get back up extremely fast, but he was obviously out on his feet, as he was falling down all over the octagon and had wobbly legs for quite a while. This fight was over in the first round after Chris Colbert, a boxer with really quick hands, lands a two-punch combination on Miguel Beltran Jr.
Looking to establish himself. Oh, there's a right hand!
Colbert knows exactly what Beltran is going to do. He lands the jab strong and knows that Beltran is going to duck, so he follows him with his right hand and lands on the ear, just dropping him. And then take a look at Beltran. His hands are in the same guard position all the way down. They never moved. This is one of those punches that Beltran did see coming, and many punches that land that far back don't often hurt fighters, but this one had so much power that down he went right onto his face. Of course, if you are making this type of list, you have to put the knockout of the year in 2012, and that is the punch that ended the 4-fight saga between one of the best Mexican boxers of all time in Juan Manuel Marquez, and possibly the greatest of all time in Manny Pacquiao.
Back to nail Pacquiao with the right hand.
Oh! That's another knockdown.
Marquez had hurt Pacquiao many times in their first 3 fights, but in this one, he was finally able to drop him. He did it for the first time in the 3rd round, getting him with a reaching right hook. Then the final knockout that we just saw came in the 6th round when Marquez looked to be about to lose the fight himself. He just finally landed his perfect counter of Pacquiao's jab that he had been doing in all his fights, and down went Pacquiao. He was down for several minutes, and you could see everyone's shocked face, not just because of the way he fell, but because it was freaking Pacquiao. It was simply phenomenal. If you happen to enjoy any part of this video, please get on your knees and pray to the algorithm gods. Then give the video a like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications as your penance. Well guys, let me know in the comments if these knockouts get you excited or worried for the fighter. The initial punch and knockout is exciting and leaves you astonished, but if the fighter doesn't get back up by the time the other guy is done celebrating, then it can be very worrying. Thanks for watching this video. Let us see each other again